The morning started like any other morning on Harmonia 7. The twin suns rose over the fields of golden wheat. Children laughed as they ran to school. Parents waved goodbye from their doorways. Nobody knew that everything would change before lunch. Commander Ji-woo Kim stood in her office at the Colonial Defense Base. She was checking supply reports when the alarm went off. The sound made her heart jump. In 5 years on this colony, the alarm had never sounded. Not once. "Commander, we have ships entering orbit," her officer Daeho said. His voice was tight with worry. 12 vessels. Unknown design. They're not responding to our signals. Ji-woo ran to the command center. She looked at the screens showing the alien ships. They were big. Much bigger than anything humans had built. The ships were dark purple with sharp edges. They looked like weapons themselves. "Keep trying to contact them," Ji-woo ordered. "And get me a line to the colony administrator." The administrator, a nervous man named Kwon, appeared on her screen. "What's happening, Commander?" "Unknown ships in orbit. We're trying to make contact. Alert the colonists to stay indoors until we know more." Before Kwon could answer, the alien ship sent a message. The voice was cold and harsh. It sounded like rocks grinding together. "Humans of this world, you are on sacred Vrelian ground. You have 1 hour to leave this planet. Take nothing. Go now." Ji-woo felt ice in her stomach. "This is Commander Ji-woo Kim of the Colonial Defense Force. We were not aware of any claims on this world. We need time to verify your claim and arrange proper evacuation. We have 5,000 colonists here, including many children and elderly. We need at least 3 days." The response came fast. "Too fast. You negotiate like you have power. You have none. The Vrelian Empire does not wait for lesser species. You have 1 hour." Ji-woo looked at Daeho. "Get every ship ready. Start evacuation procedures. Women and children first. Move now." But they both knew the truth. The colony had only 4 transport ships. Each could hold maybe 200 people. 1 hour was not enough. Not even close. Ji-woo called her home. Her husband Minho answered. Behind him, she could see their daughter Hana packing her school bag. Their son Taeyang was eating breakfast. "Minho, listen to me carefully," Ji-woo said. "Take the kids and go to the evacuation point. Right now. Don't pack anything. Just go." Minho saw the fear in her eyes. He knew his wife. She never showed fear. "What's wrong? Please, trust me. Go now." She watched him nod. He grabbed Hannah and Taeyang. The screen went dark as he ran. Ji-woo had 43 soldiers under her command. 43 soldiers to protect 5,000 people. She gave orders quickly. Defensive positions around the evacuation zones. If those ships make any move toward the surface, we hold them back long enough for transports to leave. "Commander," her communications officer Yuna said. "The school. They're not evacuating. The principal says the alarm is probably just a drill." Ji-woo's blood went cold. The school, where 800 children were sitting in classrooms, where Hannah and Taeyang were supposed to be. She grabbed her radio. "This is Commander Kim to all units. Priority 1, the school. Get everyone out of that school. This is not a drill." She ran. Her office was 3 kilometers from the school. She ran faster than she had ever run in her life. The sky turned dark. She looked up. The alien ships were descending. They were coming down fast. Too fast. They were heading straight for the colony center. Straight for the school. "All units, defensive fire. Take them down." Ji-woo screamed into her radio. Her soldiers opened fire. Their weapons were meant for small threats. Pirates, maybe. Not warships. The shots bounced off the alien shields like rain. Ji-woo was still 1 kilometer from the school when she saw the first ship open fire. Purple light shot down from the sky. The school's east wing exploded. The ground shook. Ji-woo stumbled but kept running. She could hear screaming now. Children screaming. More purple fire. The west wing exploded. Then the central building. The aliens were targeting the school. Not the military base. Not the factories. The school. Ji-woo reached the school grounds. The building was on fire. Bodies lay everywhere. Small bodies. She saw teachers trying to pull children from the rubble. She saw her soldier Daeho firing uselessly at the ships above. Get the survivors out. Ji-woo shouted. Medics! We need medics. She ran into the burning building. The smoke was thick and black. She could barely see. She called out names. Hannah, Taeyang. She found children huddled under desks. She pulled them out. 1, 2, 5, 10. She passed them to soldiers outside. She went back in. Again and again. The building groaned. It was going to collapse. A soldier grabbed her arm. Commander, we have to go. Now. My children are in there. Commander, please. The building fell. Ji-woo screamed. The soldier dragged her back. They barely made it out before tons of steel and concrete crashed down. The alien ships stopped firing. They rose back into the sky. One ship sent a final message. Lesser species do not negotiate with the Vrelian Empire. Let this be a lesson. Then they were gone. Just like that. They appeared, killed, and left. Ji-woo stood in the smoking ruins. Around her, parents were crying. Soldiers were digging through rubble. Medical teams were running everywhere. But she knew. She already knew. Daeho found her an hour later. His face told her everything. He held out 2 small backpacks. One had a unicorn on it. Hannah's favorite. The other had a rocket ship. Taeyang's. We found them in classroom 7, Daeho said quietly. It was quick, Commander. They didn't suffer. Ji-woo took the backpacks. Her hands were shaking. No, her whole body was shaking. The final count came in at sunset. 147 children dead. 23 teachers. 18 parents who had been in the building. The aliens had killed them all in less than 10 minutes. Ji-woo sat in the ruins as the suns went down. She held her children's backpacks. She did not cry. Something inside her had broken, but it was not sadness that filled the empty space. It was something else. Something cold and hard as iron. Yuna approached carefully. Commander, Earth Command is asking for a report. Ji-woo stood up. She walked to the communications center. Every newsfeed in human space was showing images of the school. The whole galaxy was watching. She activated the emergency broadcast. Her face appeared on every screen, on every human world. This is Commander Ji-woo Kim, Colonial Defense Force, Harmonia 7, she said. Her voice was steady, calm, dead calm. Today, the Vrelian Empire murdered 147 children. They did this because we asked for time to evacuate. They did this to teach us a lesson. She paused. Behind her, the burning school lit the darkness. They wanted to teach us that we are weak, that we are nothing. They wanted us to know our place in the galaxy. Ji-woo looked directly into the camera, into the eyes of billions watching across human space. They succeeded. We have learned our lesson. We know our place now, and now they will learn theirs. They will answer for every child, every single one. I make this promise on the graves of my daughter, Hannah, and my son Taeyang. The Vrelian Empire will pay, and the galaxy will watch. The broadcast ended. Ji-woo stood in the darkness. She knew the message would reach Earth in 6 hours. She knew what would happen next. Humanity had been peaceful for 80 years. They had explored. They had traded. They had made friends across the stars. That was over now. The Vrelians had made one mistake. One terrible mistake. They had killed human children. And they were about to discover what humans become when you threaten their young. The message from Harmonia 7 reached Earth at 3 in the morning, Geneva time. Within minutes, every government leader was awake. Within an hour, the images were on every screen across the planet. By sunrise, the world had changed. Admiral Hyan Choi had not slept in 36 hours. He stood in the United Nations Military Command Center, watching the same footage again. Children running. Purple fire from the sky. The school collapsing. He had watched it 50 times. Each time felt like a knife in his chest. "Sir, the Prime Minister of Korea is calling," his aide said. "Also the President of the United States, the Premier of China, and—" "Sir, everyone is calling." "Tell them we're preparing a response," Hyan said. "Schedule an emergency session in 2 hours. All nations. No exceptions." He turned to his second-in-command, General Su Bing Kang. She was a small woman with hard eyes. She had fought in the border wars 20 years ago. She knew what war looked like. "Su Bin, I need everything we have on the Vrelian Empire. Everything. Their military strength, their weaknesses, their home world. I want to know how many ships they have and where every single one is located." "Already working on it," Su Bin said. "Intelligence Division has been pulling all data since the attack. Admiral, they're strong. Very strong. They control 42 systems. Their fleet is estimated at over 2,000 warships. We have maybe 300, and most of those are light patrol craft." Hyan nodded slowly. "And if we went to war, we would lose, badly." "That's not what I asked. I asked what would happen if we went to war." Su Bin understood. "Then we build more ships. We build weapons. We stop being explorers and become soldiers. But it would take years. Maybe a decade. Then we start now." The emergency session began exactly on time. Every nation on Earth sent representatives. The chamber was full for the first time in 30 years. On the main screen, the footage from Harmonia 7 played on repeat. The Secretary General stood at the podium. He was an old man who had spent his life working for peace. Now he looked like he had aged another 10 years overnight. "The Vrelian Empire has committed an act of war against humanity," he said. "They have murdered our children. They have refused all attempts at communication. The Galactic Council has declined to intervene, calling this a cultural misunderstanding." Angry voices filled the chamber. Someone shouted. Someone else swore. The Secretary General raised his hand. "The question before us is simple. What do we do now?" The representative from Brazil spoke first. "We must protest through proper diplomatic channels. We must—" "They killed children," the Russian representative shouted. "There are no diplomatic channels for this." The debate went on for an hour. Some wanted sanctions. Some wanted a blockade. Some wanted immediate military action. But everyone wanted something. For the first time in human history, there was no disagreement on the basic question. The Vrelians had to pay. Finally, Admiral Hyan stood up. "May I speak?" The chamber went quiet. Everyone knew who Hyan was. He had spent 40 years in the military. He had never wanted war. He had built a career on avoiding war. "I have a proposal," Hyan said. "We bring Commander Ji-woo Kim to Earth. We hear her testimony. Then we vote on a unified response. One voice. One decision. But we make it together." The vote was unanimous. Ji-woo arrived on Earth 3 days later. She had not changed her uniform. It still had dust from the school rubble on it. She had not slept. Her eyes were red but dry. She was past tears now. Hyan met her at the landing pad. Commander Kim, thank you for coming. I did not come to talk, Jiwoo said. I came to fight. I know. But first, the world needs to hear from you. The testimony was broadcast to every human world, every station, every ship in space. 5 billion people watched Jiwoo Kim stand before the military command and tell her story. She spoke for 20 minutes. She described the attack. She named every child who died. All 147 names. She showed pictures. She told the council about Hana, who wanted to be a doctor. About Taeyang, who loved drawing pictures of spaceships. When she finished, the chamber was silent. Many people were crying. But Jiwoo was not. The galaxy thinks we are weak, she said. They think we are peaceful because we cannot fight. They mistake our kindness for cowardice. They think we will talk and negotiate and eventually give up. They are wrong. She looked around the chamber, at the generals and admirals, at the politicians and diplomats. I have lost everything. My children, my home, my life. But I have one thing left. I have purpose. I will make the Vrelians pay for what they did. I will make the galaxy understand that human children are not targets. That human life has value. That when you attack us, we do not surrender. We fight. She paused. Give me soldiers. Give me ships. Give me a chance to bring justice to my children and all the others. Or tell me no, and I will find another way. But I will not stop. I will never stop. The chamber erupted. Some people stood and clapped. Others shouted approval. The Secretary General had to call for order 3 times. Ambassador Jun Nam, Earth's representative to the Galactic Council, stood up. Commander Kim, I understand your anger. I share it. But we must be realistic. The Vrelian Empire is a major power. If we attack them, other species will support them. We could face the entire galactic community. Let them come, Jiwoo said simply. You would risk all of humanity for revenge? Jiwoo's eyes went cold. This is not revenge, Ambassador. This is justice. And yes, I would risk everything. Because if we let this stand, we are saying that human children can be killed without consequence. We are saying we are worth less than other species. We are accepting our place as victims. Is that what you want? June had no answer. General Su Bin stood up. I agree with Commander Kim. Not about risking everything, but about showing strength. The galaxy needs to learn that attacking humans has consequences. Real consequences. Admiral Hyan raised his hand. I propose we vote on full military mobilization. Every shipyard, every factory, every resource we have goes toward building a war fleet. We train soldiers. We develop weapons. And we give Commander Kim what she asks for the chance to strike back. The vote was not even close. Only 12 representatives voted against mobilization. 347 voted for it. The next day, Earth changed. Every news channel showed the same images. Shipyards working around the clock. Factories converting to weapons production. Young people lining up to join the military. The lines went around entire city blocks. In 1 week, Earth built more warships than they had in the previous 10 years. The designs were new, fast, deadly. Human engineers had studied alien technology for decades. Now they used everything they learned. Dr. Boaram Han, the chief weapons researcher, showed her new designs to Admiral Hyan. We call it the Striker Drive. It lets ships jump within a star system. The aliens say it's impossible. They're wrong. How many can you build? Give me 3 months. I'll give you 100 ships that can appear anywhere without warning. Hyan smiled for the first time since the attack. Do it. Jiwoo spent her time training. Admiral Hyan offered her a position on Earth, a safe command, a desk job where she could coordinate the war effort. She refused. "I want the vanguard," she said. "I want to be the first one to face them. That's the most dangerous position." "I know." Hyan studied her. He saw the determination in her eyes, the cold purpose. He made a decision. "I'm promoting you to general. You'll command the first expeditionary fleet, 50,000 ships. You'll have the best pilots, the best soldiers, the best weapons we can build. Your mission is simple. Make the Vrelians regret what they did." Ji Woo saluted. "When do we launch?" 3 months. "Can you wait that long?" Ji Woo looked out the window. She could see the shipyards in orbit. Hundreds of ships being built. Thousands more being planned. "I have waited every day since my children died," she said. "I can wait a little longer. As long as I know we're preparing. As long as I know we will strike back." 3 months later, the first expeditionary fleet gathered in Earth orbit. 50,000 ships, each one painted with a single symbol, a white flower. The Harmonia flower. The colony's symbol. Ji Woo stood on the bridge of her flagship. They had named it the Hana, after her daughter. It felt right. "All ships report ready, General," her second officer Daiho said. He had asked to serve with her. She could not say no. "Send the message," Ji Woo ordered. The broadcast went out to the entire galaxy. Every species. Every world. Including the Vrelian home world. "This is General Ji Woo Kim of Earth. 3 months ago, you killed our children. You thought we would accept it. You were wrong. We are coming. We will find everyone responsible. We will bring justice. And we will show the galaxy what happens when you harm human children. This is not a threat. This is a promise." The fleet jumped to hyperspace. 50,000 ships vanished from Earth orbit. The war had begun. The Vrelian Empire learned about Earth's fleet when it was already too late. By the time their sensors detected the human ships, Ji Woo's forces were already in position. The humans did not attack the Vrelian home world first. That would have been expected. Instead, they hit 17 military bases at the same time. Bases on the frontier. Bases that the Vrelians thought were safe. Colonel Min Seo-beek led the Wraith Division into the first target. Her team of 200 soldiers moved through the darkness like ghosts. They wore black armor that bent light. They made no sound. The Vrelian base was huge. 10,000 soldiers. Enough weapons to supply a small army. Enough ships to defend 3 systems. Min Zizo's team reached the command center without firing a single shot. "Plant the charges," she whispered into her radio. "We have 5 minutes." Their soldiers moved fast. Explosives on the shield generators. On the communications arrays. On the ammunition storage. Everything planned down to the second. Min Seo reached the commander's office. A Vrelian officer sat at a desk, reviewing reports. He looked up as she entered. His 4 eyes went wide. "What? Min Seo shot him?" "Not to kill." "In the leg." He fell, screaming. She grabbed him and put a device on his chest. "A recorder. Tell your people this message," she said in perfect Vrelian. 147 children. You killed them. Now count your own. She pressed a button. The message would repeat for hours after they left. She wanted the Vrelians to hear it, to understand. "Move out," Min Seo ordered. Her team vanished into the night. 5 minutes later, the base exploded. Not the barracks, not the living quarters, just the military equipment, the ships, the weapons. The command center. The same thing happened at 16 other bases. Human special forces struck and vanished. The Vrelians lost billions in military hardware. but only military targets. No civilians died. Ji Woo watched the reports from her flagship. 17 successful strikes. 0 human casualties. She allowed herself a small smile. Second wave? Daeho asked, launch it. The second wave was invisible. No ships, no soldiers. Just data. Lieutenant Eunji Cho led a team of 50 cyber warfare specialists. They had studied Vrelian computer systems for 3 months. They knew every weakness. Eunji sat in a dark room surrounded by screens. Her fingers flew across keyboards, accessing their military network. 3, 2, 1. We're in. The Vrelian military network crashed. Every ship, every base, every command center. For 48 hours, they were blind and deaf. They could not communicate, could not coordinate, could not even call for help. Ma'am, they're trying to reboot, one of Yoonji's team said. Let them try. Every time they restart, we crash it again. Yoonji smiled. Keep them in the dark. On the third day, Jiwoo launched the third wave. This was the real strike. The one the galaxy would remember. Captain Jae-won Song sat in the cockpit of his ship. It was small, fast, and equipped with the striker drive the weapon Dr. Burram had promised. The weapon that made no sense to alien physics. All striker units report ready, Jae-won said into his radio. You are clear to engage. Jiwoo's voice came back. Show them what humans can do. Jae-won activated the drive. Space twisted. 1 second, he was with the fleet. The next second, he was inside of Vrelian star system. Right next to their shipyard. The Vrelian sensors went crazy. Ships appeared from nowhere. Hundreds of them. They fired before the Vrelians could react. Railguns, missiles, laser batteries. Every weapon firing at once. The shipyard exploded. 20 Vrelian warships that were under construction were destroyed in seconds. Jae-won's ship jumped away before the defenses could respond. Across 40 Vrelian systems, the same thing happened. Human ships appeared, destroyed military targets, vanished. The Vrelians could not defend against something they could not predict. In 1 week. The Vrelian Empire lost 23 military stations, 40 warships, and their entire frontier defense line. They killed exactly 0 humans. Not one. The Galactic Council called an emergency session. The Vrelian ambassador was screaming, "This is an act of war. The humans are attacking without provocation." Ambassador Jun-nam stood up slowly. He was calm, very calm. Too calm, without provocation. He said, You killed 147 human children. You called it a lesson. Now we are teaching you a lesson. The Galactic Council must intervene. You must stop the humans. June smiled. It was not a kind smile. The council said the attack on Harmonia 7 was a cultural misunderstanding. Perhaps this is also a cultural misunderstanding. Perhaps humans simply misunderstand that we're supposed to let you kill our children without response. 3 council species voted to support the Vrelians. They pledged military aid. Ships, soldiers. They thought Earth would back down. They were wrong. Ji-woo received the news of the council's decision on her flagship. Daeho expected her to be worried. Instead, she seemed almost pleased. Good, she said. Let them come. Let the galaxy see what happens when they support child murderers. General, we could be facing 1,000 more ships. Maybe more. Then we'll destroy 1,000 more ships. Ji-woo looked at the star map. The galaxy thinks we're lucky. They think we're fighting above our weight. They don't understand. What don't they understand? We're not trying to win a war, Daeho. We're trying to make a point. We're showing them that attacking human children has consequences. Real consequences. And we'll keep showing them until they learn. She touched a control. The star map changed. It now showed Vrelian civilian colonies. Send a message to all Vrelian civilian populations. Record it in their language. A camera activated. Jiwoo looked directly into it. People of the Vrelian Empire. This is General Jiwoo Kim of Earth. Your military killed our children. They did this without mercy, without warning, without cause. We are now destroying your military. Every base, every ship, every weapon. She paused. Let her words sink in. But we will not touch your civilians. We will not attack your homes. We will not kill your children. This is the difference between your empire and humanity. We know the difference between soldiers and innocents. We know that children are never legitimate targets. Your leaders need to learn this lesson. Help us teach them. The message spread across Vrelian space. At first, the civilians did not believe it. Human ships appeared in their skies. The civilians prepared to die. But the ships only attacked military targets, bases, shipyards, weapons, factories. The first colony surrendered within a day. They opened communications with Jiwoo's fleet. We do not want to fight, the colony leader said. We did not know about the attack on your children. We are ashamed. Then remove your military forces, Jiwoo said. Declare yourselves neutral. We will leave you in peace. The colony agreed. Then a second colony. Then a third. Within 2 weeks, half of the Vrelian frontier had surrendered to human forces rather than fight. The Vrelian High Command was in chaos. They called an emergency meeting. The Supreme Leader, a massive Vrelian with scarred armor, slammed his fist on the table. How can this be happening? They are just humans. They are weak. They are nothing. His military commander spoke carefully. Supreme Leader, they are not weak. They have technology we don't understand, tactics we cannot counter. And they are winning the hearts of our own people. Then we crush our own people. That would only prove the humans right, that we are monsters. The Supreme Leader roared. I want every ship, every soldier. I want them to attack the human homeworld. I want Earth to burn. The military commander shook his head. We don't have enough ships. The humans destroyed too many. And we cannot coordinate our forces because they control our communications. Then find a way. 3 council species sent their fleets to help the Vrelians. 800 ships combined with what remained of the Vrelian military. Over 1,000 warships total. They gathered at a location called Terminus Gate. It was the entrance to Vrelian core space. Jiwoo brought 200 ships to meet them. Her officers thought she was crazy. Daeho argued for hours. General, we're outnumbered 5-1. We need to wait for reinforcements. No, Jiwoo said calmly. They expect us to be scared. They expect us to run. We're going to show them something different. What? We're going to show them that numbers don't matter when you're willing to do what they're not. The Battle of Terminus Gate lasted 6 hours. It should have lasted 6 minutes. The human fleet should have been destroyed instantly, but human ships moved like nothing the aliens had ever seen. They made turns that should have been impossible. They pulled maneuvers that should have killed their crews. Captain Jaewon pushed his ship through a 12-gi turn. His special suit kept him conscious. Just barely. The alien ships could not match the turn. Could not follow. He came around behind 3 enemy ships and destroyed all 3 before they knew he was there. Across the battlefield, human pilots did the same thing. They pushed their bodies to the limit. Past the limit. They accepted pain and damage to themselves if it meant winning. The aliens could not understand it. Why would anyone hurt themselves just to fight better? It made no sense, but to the humans, it made perfect sense. They were fighting for their children, for every child who had died, for every child who would live because of this battle. Pain did not matter. Only victory mattered. Ji Woo watched her forces fight from the bridge of the Hana. She saw her. The news of Terminus Gate spread across the galaxy in hours. Humans had defeated a combined fleet 5 times their size. The impossible had happened. Now, everyone was afraid. The Galactic Council called another emergency session. This time, they were not angry. They were scared. Ambassador Jun Nam sat in his chair and watched the other species argue among themselves. "We must negotiate with the humans," one ambassador said, "before they destroy us all." Negotiate? They don't want negotiation. They want blood. Jun stood up. The chamber went quiet. Everyone wanted to hear what Earth's representative would say. "You are right. We do want blood. But not yours. We want the blood of those who killed our children. Give us the Vrelian officers who ordered the attack on Harmonia 7. Give us their supreme leader. Give us justice. Then we will talk about peace. That would require the Vrelians to surrender their own leaders." "Yes," Jun said simply. "It would." The Vrelian ambassador stood up. He was different from the one who had been at the previous sessions. The old ambassador had resigned in shame. "The Vrelian High Command is willing to negotiate," the new ambassador said. His voice shook. We did not understand the depth of human resolve. We offer reparations, territory, technology, formal apologies to all human worlds. Please, stop the attacks." Jun looked at him for a long moment. "And the officers who ordered the attack on the school?" The Vrelian ambassador looked away. "The High Command will discuss it. That is not an answer. It is the only answer I can give." Counselor Rina O, another human representative, stood up. She was older than Jun, more experienced, more diplomatic. "Perhaps we should accept the Vrelian offer," she said quietly. "They are offering everything we asked for. Everything except the officers. Surely we can negotiate that point." Jun shook his head. "The answer is no." General Kim was very clear. Justice is not negotiable. Every person in the Vrelian command chain who authorized that attack will stand trial. This is not a request. It is a requirement. "But if we keep fighting, more humans will die," Rina said. "More of our soldiers. More of our people. Is that worth it for revenge?" "It is not revenge." Jun's voice was sharp. "It is justice. And yes, it is worth it. Because if we accept anything less, we are telling the galaxy that they can kill human children as long as they apologize afterward. We are saying human lives are worth less than diplomatic convenience. I will not do that. General Kim will not do that. And I don't think Earth will do that either." The vote came that evening. Earth's population voted on whether to accept the Vrelian offer. The results were clear. 92% voted to continue until the officers were handed over. Only 8% wanted to accept the current offer. Ji Woo received the news on her flagship. She was planning the next attack when Daeho brought her the vote results. "The people support you, General. They want justice too." Ji Woo nodded, but she looked tired. The war was taking its toll on her. She had not slept well in months. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw the school burning. "How many ships have we lost?" she asked. 123 since the campaign began. "About 6,000 soldiers? And the Vrelians?" "Over 800 ships. Estimated 40,000 soldiers." "But General, we're starting to see protests on some Vrelian worlds. Civilians marching against their own government. They want the war to end." Ji Woo walked to the window of her ship. She could see stars. Endless stars. Somewhere out there, her children were buried. In a grave on a colony world that was now abandoned. "Do you think I'm wrong, Daeho? Ma'am, do you think I'm becoming the monster I'm fighting?" Daeho thought carefully before answering. I think you're doing what needs to be done. I think those children deserve justice. But I also think you need to remember that justice and revenge are different things. How am I supposed to know the difference anymore? You're still asking the question. Monsters don't ask. Back on Earth, General Subin Kang was having similar conversations. She met with Admiral Hyan in his office late at night. I'm worried about Ji Woo, Subin said. The reports from her officers say she's pushing too hard, taking risks. She's going to get herself killed. Hyan sighed. I know, but I cannot pull her back. The entire war effort centers around her. She is the symbol, the face of human resistance. If I remove her now, morale would collapse. What if she goes too far? What if she starts attacking civilian targets? She won't. How can you be sure? Hyan pulled up a video. It showed Ji Woo's recent message to the Vrelian civilians. Her promise not to harm innocents. Because that's who she is. She's not fighting for revenge. She's fighting so that what happened to her children never happens to anyone else's children. Human or alien. That's the difference. Subin watched the video. I hope you're right. The war continued. Human forces pushed deeper into Vrelian space. More colonies surrendered. More civilians chose peace over their own government. The Vrelian High Command was losing control. Then something unexpected happened. Vice Admiral Dong Hyam Lim commanded the Second Human Fleet. His forces were attacking a Vrelian supply depot when they encountered Vrelian civilians. The civilians were not soldiers. They were families. They were fleeing from the war zone. Dong Hyan's orders were clear. Destroy all Vrelian military assets. But these were not military assets. These were refugees. Sir, they're asking for help, his communications officer said. Their ships are damaged. They say they'll die if we don't help them. Dong Hyan made a decision. All medical ships move to assist. Engineering teams help repair their vessels. We help them. Sir, they're Vrelians. They're also civilians. They're also parents with children. We help them. The story reached Earth within days. Images of human soldiers helping Vrelian children. Human doctors treating Vrelian wounded. The galaxy was shocked. Humans were at war with the Vrelians. But they were still helping Vrelian civilians. It made no sense to most species. War meant total destruction. You did not help your enemies. But to humans, it made perfect sense. The enemy was the Vrelian military, not the people. Never the people. Ji Woo saw the reports about Dong Hyan's actions. Some of her officers expected her to be angry. Instead, she smiled. This is good, she said. This is what we're fighting for. To show the difference between right and wrong. Between justice and cruelty. Major Su Young Park, who commanded the ground forces, spoke up. General, the Vrelian High Command has sent another message. They're willing to hand over the officers who attacked Harmonia 7. All except one. Which one? The Supreme Leader. He refuses to surrender. He says he will fight to the death. Ji Woo's smile vanished. Then we give him what he wants. Where is he? The Vrelian home world. He has fortified it. Weapon platforms around every civilian city. If we attack, millions of civilians could die. This was the moment Ji Woo had been dreading. The moment where justice and mercy collided. She could have what she wanted. But the price would be innocent lives. She thought about Hannah and Tae Yang. She thought about all the children who had died. She thought about the Vrelian children who would die if she attacked. Get me a communication channel to the Vrelian home world, she said. Direct broadcast. Every citizen needs to hear this. The message went out an hour later. Ji Woo's face appeared on every screen on the Vrelian homeworld. Billions watched. People of Vrelian Prime, this is General Ji Woo Kim of Earth. Your supreme leader murdered 147 human children. He did this to prove his power, to show that he could do whatever he wanted. She paused. Let them see her face. Let them see the pain in her eyes. Now he hides behind you. He has placed weapons around your cities. If I attack him, you will die. Your children will die. He knows this. He counts on it. He thinks I will kill you to get to him. Another pause. He's wrong. I will not kill your children to avenge mine. That would make me no better than him. That would make me a monster. I refuse to become what I fight against. Ji Woo leaned forward, spoke directly to the camera, directly to every Vrelian watching. You have 72 hours. Remove your supreme leader from power. Put him on trial for his crimes. Or I will maintain a blockade of your world until you make the right choice. No ships in. No ships out. We can wait. We have waited this long. We can wait longer. The broadcast ended. Across Vrelian Prime, people looked at each other. Then they looked at their government. And they started to ask questions. Why had their leader killed children? Why had he started this war? Why was he hiding behind them now? The protests started within hours. Small groups at first. Then thousands. Then millions. The Vrelian people flooded the streets of their capital city. Trial! 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 They chanted. The supreme leader ordered his forces to disperse the crowds. But the soldiers refused. They put down their weapons. Some joined the protests. Within 36 hours, the Vrelian High Command arrested their own supreme leader. They sent a message to Ji Woo. General Kim, we have arrested Supreme Leader Vrolkoth. We are prepared to hand him over for trial, along with all other officers involved in the Harmonia 7 attack. We ask for mercy. We ask for peace. Ji Woo received the message on the bridge of the Hana. Daeho stood beside her. He saw tears in her eyes for the first time since the war began. We won, he said quietly. No, Ji Woo replied. We got justice. Winning would mean my children were still alive. The trials began 3 months after the war ended. They were held on a neutral station, chosen by the Galactic Council. Representatives from every major species attended. The galaxy was watching. Ji Woo stood in the main courtroom and looked at the defendants. 37 Vrelian officers. All of them had played a role in the Harmonia 7 attack. At the center, in chains, sat former Supreme Leader Vrolkoth. The lead prosecutor was a human lawyer named Kyung-soo. He was young but brilliant. He had spent months preparing the case. The prosecution calls General Ji Woo Kim to testify. Kyung-soo said. Ji Woo walked to the witness stand. She had dreamed of this moment for months. Now that it was here, she felt empty, hollow. General Kim, please tell the court what happened on Harmonia 7. Kyung-soo said gently. Ji Woo told the story. Every detail. The morning alarm. The alien ships descending. The attack on the school. Finding her children's backpacks in the rubble. She spoke for an hour. The courtroom was completely silent. When she finished, Vrolkoth's defense lawyer stood up. He was a Vrelian who had agreed to defend his former leader. He looked uncomfortable. General Kim, you have led a military campaign that resulted in thousands of Vrelian deaths. How is that different from what my client did? Ji Woo looked at the lawyer, then at Vrolkoth. I killed soldiers. People who chose to fight. Your client killed children. Children who were in school learning to read. That is the difference. But the result is the same. People died. No, the result is not the same. Every soldier I killed had a choice. They could surrender, They could refuse to fight. Many did, and we let them live. Your client gave those children no choice. He gave them no mercy. He killed them because he could, because he wanted to prove his power. The liar had no response. The trial lasted 2 months. The evidence was overwhelming. Video from the attack. Communications logs showing Vrolkov's orders. Testimony from Vrelian soldiers who had been there. The verdict came on a Tuesday. The judges were from 7 different species. They spoke as one voice. We find all defendants guilty of crimes against sapient life. Guilty of the murder of innocents. Guilty of war crimes. Vrolkov was sentenced to life imprisonment. The other officers received various sentences. Some would spend decades in prison. Some would be released after years. Ji Woo sat in the courtroom and felt nothing. She had wanted this, needed this. But now that it was done, the victory felt hollow. Daeho found her afterward. General, there's someone who wants to meet you. He led her to a small room. Inside, a Vrelian woman waited. She was old, her scales faded with age. She looked up as Ji Woo entered. General Kim, thank you for seeing me. Who are you? My name is Salvina. I was Supreme Leader Vrolkov's mother. Ji Woo felt anger rise in her chest. She started to leave. The woman spoke quickly. Please. I only asked for a moment. I know what my son did. I know he cannot be forgiven. But I wanted you to know. I am ashamed. I raised him. I taught him. And somehow I taught him wrong. The children who died. That is my failure too. Ji Woo turned around slowly. Why are you telling me this? Because you deserve to know that not all Vrelians supported what happened. That many of us are horrified. That we want to be better. The old woman's voice broke. I cannot bring your children back. I know that. But I wanted you to know that we will remember them. We will teach our children what happened. We will make sure this never happens again. Ji Woo looked at this old woman. This mother who had lost her son to justice. Just as Ji Woo had lost her children to cruelty. I accept your words, Ji Woo said quietly. And I hope you keep your promise. After the trials, Earth faced a new question. What to do with the Vrelian Empire? Some wanted total occupation. Some wanted to break them into smaller states. Some wanted reparations that would bankrupt them for generations. Ji Woo attended the meeting where Earth's leaders discussed the future. Admiral Hyan asked for her opinion. What do you think we should do, General? Everyone turned to look at her. The woman who had led them to victory. The woman who had made the Vrelians pay. I think we should help them rebuild, Ji Woo said. The room erupted. People shouted. Some agreed. Many disagreed. Ji Woo raised her hand and the room quieted. I did not fight this war for revenge. I fought it for justice. We got justice. The people responsible are in prison. But the Vrelian people did something remarkable. They overthrew their own leader to do the right thing. They chose peace over pride. They deserve our help, not our punishment. They killed our children. Someone shouted. Their leaders killed our children, Ji Woo corrected. Their people had no choice. Just like we had no choice. We are all victims of leaders who choose violence. She looked around the room. If we crush the Vrelian people now, we become the tyrants. We prove that might makes right. We teach the galaxy that humans are no different from the worst of them. I refuse to do that. I will not let my children's memory be used to justify cruelty. The debate went on for hours. But in the end, Ji Woo's view won. Earth would help rebuild the Vrelian Empire. But there would be conditions. The conditions became known as the Harmonia Protocols. Ji Woo helped write them herself. First, war crimes against children would be prosecuted by an international court. Any species could bring charges. Any species could face justice. Second, any military attack on civilian populations would trigger an automatic response from a new peacekeeping force. The galaxy would protect innocents. Third, Earth would establish the Harmonia Memorial Fleet, a military force dedicated to protecting children and civilians across the galaxy. Any species could join. Colonel Byung-ho Shin led the first occupation forces into Vrelian space. His orders were clear: provide security, distribute aid, protect civilians. Not conquest. Not revenge. Remember, he told his troops, we are here to help. These people are not our enemies anymore. They are people who need assistance. Treat them with respect. Dr. Youngmi Kang led the medical teams. She was a trauma surgeon who had volunteered for the mission. Her first patient on Vrelian Prime was a child with a broken leg. Will you hurt me? The child asked in broken English. Youngmi smiled. No, sweetie. I'm here to help you feel better. The child's mother watched with tears in her eyes. Thank you. And thank you. Thank you for not hating us. Images of human doctors treating Vrelian patients spread across the galaxy. Pictures of human soldiers building schools. Videos of human engineers repairing power plants. The galaxy was confused. Humans had won the war. Why were they helping their enemies? Ambassador June explained it at a Galactic Council meeting. Because that's what justice means to humans. You punish the guilty. You protect the innocent. And you help everyone build a better future. Revenge would have been easy. This is harder. But it's right. The Galactic Council was forced to change. They could no longer ignore crimes against civilians. Could no longer look away when the powerful attacked the weak. Earth's example shamed them into action. 3 other species joined the Harmonia Memorial Fleet. Then 5 more. Then 10. Within a year, 20 species had contributed ships and soldiers to the peacekeeping force. 5 years after the war ended, Jiwoo stood on Harmonia 7. The colony had been rebuilt. New buildings. New schools. New homes. But in the center, where the old school had stood, there was now a memorial. 147 trees grew in a circle. Each tree was genetically designed to live for 1,000 years. Each tree had a name carved into a stone at its base. Hana Kim, Taeyang Kim, all the others. Jiwoo walked among the trees. She touched Hana's tree. It was blooming with white flowers. General Kim? A voice said behind her. She turned. A young Vrelian woman stood there. She looked nervous. Yes? My name is Kelvara. I am a teacher at the new school. The Harmonia Memorial School. I wanted to thank you. Thank me? For not destroying us. For showing mercy. I teach my students about what happened here. About the children who died. About the general who could have destroyed us but chose not to. I teach them that there is a better way. Jiwoo felt tears in her eyes. Are there human children at your school? Yes, and Vrelian children. And children from 6 other species. They learn together. They play together. They are friends. Kelvara smiled. Your children. They did not die for nothing. Their memory teaches all of us to be better. After the teacher left, Jiwoo sat beneath Hana's tree. Daeho sat beside her. He had been with her through everything. The war, the trials, the rebuilding. Do you think they would be proud? Jiwoo asked. Hana and Taeyang, do you think they would be proud of what we did? Daeho thought for a moment. I think they would be proud that you fought for them. But I think they would be even more proud that you stopped fighting when it was time to stop. That you chose to build instead of destroy. Jiwoo smiled through her tears. I hope you're right. That evening, she gave a speech at the memorial dedication. Representatives from 40 species attended. It was broadcast across the galaxy. We gather here to remember 147 children, Jiwoo began. Children who died because someone decided they were less important than pride. Less important than power. She looked at the crowd. Humans and aliens standing together. We fought a war because of these children. We won that war. But winning was not the point. Justice was the point. And justice means more tea.